The thing is not the thing. You know that thing that you are wrestling with in your reality right now? That frustrating thing? That pain in the butt thing? That thing that is making you angry or bitter? That thing that is bugging you and annoying you? Well, that's not really the thing. Whatever it is you're wrestling with in your reality right now, it's not actually that situation, person, or event that you're actually wrestling with. It's not the thing. That thing is just a front. It's an externalization of an internal struggle. What you're actually wrestling with is an old wound in you, or an old belief, an old perspective. And this thing is ready to be changed. And that's why it's coming up. It's ready to shift in you, so it is presenting itself to you so that you can change if you want to. You think you're struggling with the job or the repairman or the glitch in the software or the email or whatever it is. But you're really struggling with a deeper thing. A part of you that is wanting healing and resolve. A part of you that is wanting something to be different. Let's say that you have an air conditioning repairman out to your house to repair your air conditioner. And the repairman is kind of quiet and weird and not super friendly at all. And they futz around in your personal space for nearly 2 hours, totally disturbing your workflow and peace in your typical workday, only to tell you that it would be more costly to do the repair than it would be to replace. And then giving you a large and expensive bill and estimate at the end of it. So in this case, you have 2 options. Number 1, you can complain about it. Vent, get pissed off, write it off as that's the way life is. It's a pain in the butt. It's just one thing after another. Or you can blame the person or blame the company, and you can complain about them instead of just complaining about life or your life or how hard it is. And this is probably what you saw and continue to see everyone else in your reality do from the time you were born. So you'd be in good company to do that. Or, number 2, you can ask yourself how this situation is making you feel. What is the situation bringing up in you? And then once you know what that is, ask yourself what belief you hold that this situation is reflecting. What belief you hold that this situation feels like. So beliefs might come up from that situation like, this situation made me feel like I'm not cared about because they weren't friendly. And that it has to be hard because real life is just hard and that's just the way it is. That's another belief that could have come up because they intruded on your peaceful space and it felt super stressful and jarring. Or that I can never get ahead. I will always get hit with something that throws me back because you were doing fine, but then you got this big new bill. Or you may even feel like you deserve to get hit with this new bill because it feels like some kind of subtle punishment for you not doing enough or not being enough or not doing it right in your life, or as punishment for something that you feel shame or guilt about that you haven't forgiven yourself for. Or if you even need forgiveness in that situation. But here's the thing. We don't have to go back and unpack all of that. You can if you want to. But it is more vital, though, in that moment to just witness your reactions and what you are making this situation mean about you and mean about life. Like when this situation happens, what do you make it mean? because we're always making it mean something. So what are you making it mean? And is that true? In the above situation, in that situation with the air conditioner guy, you could just witness, oh, I see. I'm not caring about myself right now. I'm not believing that I'm cared about, and that feeling that I don't feel cared about is being reflected by this man who seems not to care about me or this job or any of it. It's not him. It's my belief about me. It's how I've been treating me. Maybe not in my whole life. Maybe I have great self-care or whatever. But maybe in this one area, I have been treating myself like I don't matter, and I haven't been caring about myself in one particular area. And I have power over that. I don't have power over this guy and what he does, but I have power over that. So you could look at the situation and you could say something like that to yourself. Also, in the above situation, you could just witness, oh, I'm feeling like life is just hard and that's the way it is because yesterday I had someone who I really care about call me up and go on a huge 2-hour rant about how awful and hopeless everything is and didn't want my help to process that. They just wanted to emotion dump. And that also intruded on my peaceful space and made me feel like I don't get to have my peaceful space too, just like with the repair guy. But that was my choice to do that, to be available for that, and to allow that. I have power there. I can change that. I can ask for something else. I can ask for what I need in that situation too. I wasn't victimized there. I was the one not respecting my space in that moment. That's my job. I have choice there too. I am responsible for that. Or in the above situation with the repairman, you could also just witness, oh, I'm feeling like I can never get ahead and I deserve punishment for not doing or being enough in this moment, because that makes sense, because the other day I got super triggered about my taxes due and I felt really guilty and shameful for not having better planned around this and done better around this by now. And so now it's showing up in the form of a punishing feeling, unexpected expense that I think I deserve that matches that feeling. Plus, growing up, I heard the statement, can't get ahead, never can get ahead, constantly. So that makes sense that I would believe that. And maybe I can shift that now. Because actually I do get ahead constantly and all the time. In fact, the only reason I'm alive and breathing and healthy enough to even speak to a repair person is because I am ahead. I have air to breathe and ground under my feet and running water and a house to live in and clothes and trees and a bed and sleep and about 1 million other things that support my existence in this moment. I'm the one ignoring my own aheadness and how far I've come and how much I've done and grown. And that is good. How much I've done and grown, that's good. Even if my mind is saying it's not good enough and beating myself up and saying I should do better by now. But I can bring myself love and compassion. I have power over that. I have power and choice to change what I want to change and to give myself love and compassion for not being perfect and not being a saint right now. Okay. So once you witness those things and you see yourself and you see what's really going on here, you reclaim your power and sovereignty in that moment. And you can bring love and compassion to yourself in that moment. And that's when things shift. But only 100% of the time. Or you could just complain. It would be faster. It would be easier, it seems. I know. I really know. Done it. Still do it sometimes. But then again, since you didn't shift the root cause, it'll just come back in another form. And I've had that happen too. And if you add up all the energy and time that it takes a freaking lifetime to do that faster, easier thing of just skipping over it. And I know you don't want to be spending your life that way, in that feeling. looking in the mirror of life and using that reflection as the goal to shift yourself in the direction that you want can seem like it's too much work, because it's not your habit. It's not your habit of reacting that way. It's not your habit to get curious about those reactions you're having. The habit is to just complain or vent. That's what most people do. And hey, that can be valuable, okay? I am not saying that it is not valuable to complain to people. People do it all the time. It creates change. I'm not saying it's not valuable. But to me, the only way to truly be free is to take back my power in every situation by taking responsibility for what I see and finding that place or that thing inside me and owning it by giving myself love and understanding and compassion in all those places. This isn't about blaming myself. It's not about blame at all. It's just about, oh, there I am. Seeing the innocence in all of us, in yourself and in everyone, how we just don't know until we know. And then just bringing love and bringing safety and bringing understanding to those wounds where you didn't have love and you didn't have safety and you weren't understood in the past and you weren't forgiven. You can bring that to you now. So I can shift that now. I can give that to me. And I do. That's what I choose. So when you are wrestling with a business thing and a job thing and a money thing and a relationship thing or a regular everyday life mundane thing, it's really a deeper need and a wound that you're actually wrestling with, not the external thing that it seems. You're just working out that inner thing through that outer thing. That wound may be reflecting a place where you feel unworthy, a place you haven't forgiven yourself, a place where you thought you didn't deserve goodness or couldn't have it, or some other wound that was formed a long time ago. Find out what that wound is and fill it up with unconditional love, and watch your whole life change. I swear it is such utter magic. Thank you for joining me today. And if you would like to get these to your inbox every Sunday morning like clockwork, you can do that at sunnychapman.com/more, where you can also get my Make More, Doing Less, Being You guide. I'll see you next week.